March had always been the happiest dog at the shelter. The staff adored him. His bright eyes, wagging tail, and endless energy were contagious. He would jump excitedly whenever anyone walked by his enclosure, hoping, always hoping, that they were coming to take him home. It seemed like he was always on the verge of finding his forever family. One day, that moment finally came. A kind family arrived, and March's heart leaped. He was introduced to them, and they seemed to fall in love with him instantly. The staff spoke of how everything was set. March would be leaving the shelter that day, his tail wagging furiously as he said his goodbyes. But then, something changed. Hours after leaving, March was back. The staff was confused, and no one knew why the adoption had fallen through. March was returned to the same cold enclosure, surrounded by barking dogs and the smell of the unfamiliar. His tail, which had once wagged with such enthusiasm, now hung low. Days turned into weeks, and the happy boy that once brought joy to everyone had changed. March spent hours sitting alone, staring at the wall of his enclosure, his eyes dull and lifeless. He no longer greeted people with excitement. The hope that had once burned brightly inside him had faded, replaced by the emptiness of disappointment. The fire had gone out. The shelter staff noticed the shift. They tried everything to lift his spirits, extra playtime, his favorite toys, and even special treats. But nothing worked. March had lost his faith in people, in the promises they made but didn't keep. The staff refused to give up on him. They launched a renewed effort to find him a new family, someone who would keep the promise that had once been broken. They shared his story, hoping that someone out there would see the spark still buried deep within March's heart. Then, one day, a family came to visit, having heard about March's plight. They didn't rush him, didn't force affection on him. They simply sat with him, patiently, allowing him to come to them on his own. And slowly, March approached, tentative at first. The smallest flicker of hope began to return. This time when the family took him home, there was no turning back. March walked out of the shelter, his tail beginning to wag again. If you liked the video, put like and subscribe to the channel, where you will find a lot of interesting things.